Good day, and welcome to the Thunderbird Entertainment Webcast as part of the Planet MicroCap Showcase. It is now my pleasure to turn the floor over to your host, Jennifer McCarran, President and CEO of Thunderbird Entertainment.
Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thunderbird Entertainment is a high-quality global content company. We create, own, and distribute award-winning factual, animated, and scripted content worldwide. We are well on our way to becoming the next major global studio and have over 250 partnerships such as Netflix, HBO Max, Apple, Disney, Discovery Channel, NBC Universal, and many more. Our mission is to create content that makes the world a better place, makes people happy, and tries to provide a much-needed escape, especially during these unprecedented times. A great example of our mission and style of content is Molly of Denali, featured here. This summer, we won the prestigious Peabody Award, nominated alongside shows you may recognize like Stranger Things, Succession, and Fleabag. The Peabody honors the most powerful, enlightening, and invigorating stories of the year. Recently, our studio also won the Kidscreen Award for Best Inclusivity. Our goal is for every man, woman, child of every gender and ethnicity to see themselves in popular content reflected back in a positive light. We are well on our way to being recognized as a major global studio, and never has there been a better time to be in the content creation business. Going forward through our forward-looking statements. Here's Kim's Convenience. This is a great comedy of ours featured on Netflix, and our lead, Simi Liu, who was discovered on Kim's, has recently been cast in the Marvel feature film universe as Shang-Chi, Marvel's first Asian superhero. The trailer came out yesterday. I suggest you check it out. It is incredible. Our dad, Paul Sun-Hung Lee, is also an X-Wing fighter in The Mandalorian, also discovered on Kim's. We are a MicroCap company with revenues of over $80 million, increasing over 40% in fiscal year 20, and EBITDA of over $15.5 million, increasing over 20% in fiscal year 20, and we're growing. Our award-winning team of 1,000 artists is based in Los Angeles, Vancouver, Ottawa, and Toronto. And this summer alone, in addition to the Peabody, we won an Emmy Award and a Television Critic Award. Fast Company added Thunderbird Entertainment to its list of 2020's most innovative companies to watch. And we are on Canadian Business Magazine's list of 2020's fastest growing companies. Our extensive library continues to generate recurring revenue for us from names such as Da Vinci's Code, Beatbugs, Game of Homes, and more. With new alliances with toy and gaming companies, we're further able to leverage our IP and content into the world of merchandise, gaming, microtransactions, which will open up new and possibly very lucrative revenue streams for our company. The two main drivers of our company are Atomic Cartoons, our kids and family division, with shows like Beatbugs, Last Kids on Earth, Hello Ninja, and more, and Great Pacific Media, our factual documentary-style division, with hits like Highway Through Hell, Save My Reno, and Kim's Convenience. We're uniquely positioned in that both factual and kids and family are the cornerstone of each streamer's strategy to glue that key co-viewing audience, which is essentially families at home gathering to watch content together. This is the stickiest of all demographics, as people are less likely to subscribe than unsubscribe when kids and family are glued. We have zero corporate debt, and free cash flow increased $12.3 million over fiscal year 19. We're young, we're nimble, and we're growing. Additionally, our Q2 revenues increased 98% year over year, and our adjusted EBITDA of $5.2 million increased 160%. We have 21 productions in programming that are being developed and produced right now, 10 of which are IP, our partner managed. This slide here is showing our scaling and profitability. We have a phenomenal growth and, again, great visibility of this pace of growth through 2023. The picture on this slide is of Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, which we developed with Lucasfilm and Lego, and it drops November 17th on Disney+. Bob Iger sent our team afterwards saying he couldn't tell the difference between our special and some of the feature film work, which the team was thrilled to receive. Going forward to our next slide, taking a look at our company overview. Featured here is Princesses Wear Pants. This is a show we've developed with Savannah Guthrie from The Today Show, Ali Oppenheim, her husband Noah runs NBC News, and Drew Barrymore. This is a New York Times best-selling book series, and this works a new take on princesses, where the prize is not necessarily marrying the prince at the end, rather featuring diversity, inclusivity, and while it's still okay to embrace your pink and parsley side, it's more important how you lead and the values with which you live your life rather than what you look like. It's been set up at a major streamer, I'm sure you can guess which one, as their only princess show to go head-to-head with Disney's Princess line. We own a significant piece of the merchandise, gaming, etc., and I'm sure any of you listening in with little girls understand how popular this genre can be. Going forward to our company evolution, we were founded in 2003 with a mission of creating libraries to lift and fund IP exploitation and create major global brands. In 2014, Great Pacific Media was acquired, and in 2016, Atomic Cartoons. And the original mission remains very much alive today, as our major global brands delight audiences around the world, and increasingly we're moving into ancillary business like distribution, consumer products, toys, and video games. Taking a quick look at our executive team, Barb, Sarah, and myself are all highly operational, and we've grown up in this industry. Matt and Richard are key, being in LA with the boots on ground and the push for IP ownership and ancillary business, and an ever-commanding presence in Los Angeles, nurturing key relationships with all of our buyers. Taking a closer look here at Atomic Cartoons, we produce high-end content across multiple 2D, 3D pipelines and genres spanning preschool, comedy, action-adventure, adult, and everything in between. Featured here is Jack and the Monster blog from a New York Times adapted best-selling book series, Last Kids on Earth. Always on the New York Times top 10 bestseller list with Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Harry Potter, Last Kids on Earth is currently airing on Netflix, and stand by for a toy line, microtransactional mobile and console games line June 4th. Nintendo's heavily promoting it on their platform with well over 15 million followers. This summer, Last Kids won the Emmy Award for Best Outstanding Special Class Animation Program. And currently our interactive special, which is sort of a choose-your-own-adventure, is now streaming in the top 10 of all Netflix programs, not just kids and family. Going forward, here's a look at some of our titles. Of note, you'll recognize Rick and Morty, Lego Jurassic World, Hilda, Curious George, 101 Dalmatians, just to name a few. We're increasing our IP ownership, providing ancillary revenue in toys, merchandise, music, and gaming. And our more recent partnerships, in addition to Savannah Guthrie and Drew Barrymore, we're also working with the writers from The Simpsons. We've partnered up to create a feature film. And we're working with Reese Witherspoon's company, Hello Sunshine, from Fame Like Big Little Lies, to open up their kids and family division with an emphasis on diversity and inclusivity. Going forward, taking a look here at Great Pacific Media, we are a global leader in factual television, widely considered best in class. Everything we do is 100% owned, developed by award-winning journalists with an eye for authenticity and truth-telling in our Vancouver studios. Highway Through Hell, which is the image here, is going into its 9th season with more to come. Here's a look at some more of the amazing titles that you recognize: Save My Reno, Daily Planet, Untold Stories of the ER, just to name a few. We have an in-house data-driven approach, which increases the probability of hits by keying into what makes a show a hit and finding the right character moments and storylines. Again, we own 100% of our remarkable IP and have an almost unbeatable renewal rate. Highway Through Hell is the most successfully independently owned unscripted brand in the world, with 2 spin-offs, Rescue 401 and just released Mud Mountain. Taking a closer look at our consumer products and distribution division, on January 11th, we were thrilled to announce the hire of industry heavyweight Richard Goldsmith, well regarded as one of the best in the industry, having worked at Disney, Warner Brothers, the Jim Henson Company. Richard joined our company because he sees the incredible work taking place. And I had many calls that week from Netflix, Disney, everyone saying, wow, you guys hired Richard, incredible. This new division will allow us to further increase and exploit our IP ownership in video games, merch, all cross-media exploitation, and increase ownership as we distribute content around the globe. Additionally, we can act as a third-party consumer products and distribution division for other companies. Announced properties like Nate Creates with the Jim Henson Company of Muppets fame and Murmukono from Tokidoki, the insanely popular Japanese lifestyle brand, which you see here, or Nate Creates there, will be set up under this division. And again, instead of hiring a third-party consumer products and distribution company, we will be able to further increase and leverage ownership for Thunderbird. Taking a look at our world-class talent, I love this slide because as a content creation company, we are absolutely nothing without the amazing talent and creative force of people that we work with. Talent has joined our team from Disney, DreamWorks, National Geographic, Pixar, just to name a few. They're coming to Thunderbird because they see something truly special happening and want to be part of this amazing journey that we're on. Taking a look at our response to COVID, this slide's of note as we managed to successfully transition 100% of staff to home without missing a beat or any deliveries. At a time when many companies stumbled, we didn't miss one delivery or create any cost overages for any of our partners, only deepening their trust in our company to execute at a high level. We're compliant with Tier 1 security such as Disney's, and in the time where live action can't shoot with 200 people on a film set is not reliably working. Our two main drivers, animation and factual, can work and have thrived at this time. Our IT and pipeline teams have done such a phenomenal job. 2 weeks ago, Netflix asked our team to present to their team on Teradici and how we have reinforced a safe and efficient workflow. We've increased benefits to our workforce and are working to do our small part as good corporate citizens to take care of everyone that we can. Additionally, we used to think of our studio by capacity. How many people can we fit into a building? Now, if we're offered a show that we love and have passion for, we can go for it, as we're no longer confined to the 4 studio walls. Taking a look at the COVID-19 streaming boom, demand was strong before, and now it is through the roof. How many of you listening in have crushed more Netflix than you ever thought possible? It has definitely helped me with homeschooling and a break from the somewhat depressing news cycle. Netflix had 89 million subscribers in 2016, 231 million in 2021, and are predicting 374 million subscribers by 2027. Disney has topped more than 100 million subscribers just 16 months after they launched, already beating their 3-year projections. They are predicting 260 million subscribers by 2024. We work with these companies heavily and substantially benefit from this increased need for content. Taking a look at our industry landscape, this is Sebastian Clovis and Sam Pin from our hit show Save My Reno, and season 4 just went to air this past March. Escalating demand for content. The launch of 5G is important in that going from 3G to 5G is like going from a garden hose to a fire hose in terms of how quickly you can download content anytime, anywhere, on any device. And new players coming online are not startups. These are major global players like Apple and Disney because they see the success of Netflix and what a massively lucrative and exciting business it is. Content spending is on the rise. These are published commitments to content spending from Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Apple through 2022, and it is huge. Stay-at-home spending continues to grow. Subscription streaming, electronic sell-through, where consumers pay a one-time fee to download media like owning Elf Forevermore, which I'm sure many of you did over the holidays. And video on demand, using internet to stream on televisions and personal computers. Now more than ever, there's a need for diversified and high-quality content to feed this stay-at-home boom. People are home watching content, and even in the post-pandemic days, as we see things start to clear up, the days of crowding into movie theaters are likely forever altered. Industry drivers. Much of this I've already touched on, but the headline is this. The industry's on fire, booming, and growth is coming from all countries and regions around the world, not just North America. Thunderbird's uniquely positioned with our strong relationships and incredible reputation to fully capitalize on this exploding growth curve. Here's a sampling of our customers. We're in over 200 territories, 40 different languages. We're working with all of the top players and have great visibility into our future with work fully booked through 2022 and great visibility right into 2023. Here's our business model. I really love this slide as it truly breaks down our 3 buckets of business. IP, examples here would be Highway Through Hell, Last Kids on Earth, Kim's Convenience. This is content we own and the copyright lives forever in our library. We're paid upon delivery and we make money making the shows, but then we're able to leverage that copyright into distribution, licensing, consumer products, toys, all cross-media exploitation. The service model is the second bucket. An example here would be 101 Dalmatians. We've also handled Donald Duck, so the heritage properties for Disney. We're doing their new Spider-Man show right now. And they hire us, pay us cash flow, healthy producer fee on top. And when we do an awesome job in service, we can turn around and sell our IP. The third bucket is the partnership model, which we're increasingly seeing, where we're hired to handle all creative from tip to tail through writing, post-production. Increasingly, companies like Netflix and Disney are coming us to do absolutely everything because they can't handle it all internally. They don't have enough execs and have to constantly refresh content. As a result of doing all that heavy lifting, we're paid an increased profit margin, plus own a substantial piece of the back end. An example here would be Hello Ninja, which was a tiny board book sold privately in Starbucks that a Netflix exec liked. They came to us, asked us to write, create a whole storyline, which we did. We handled 40 episodes. Netflix didn't have to worry about it. We did absolutely everything. It went on to be the most streamed kids show on Netflix in November of 2019, and again with the most recent season this January of 2021. As a result of that heavy lifting, we now own a piece of the back end. Going forward to our next slide, taking a look at our library. Substantial addition library like Cold Squad and Da Vinci's Inquest add nicely to our total revenues. These titles are distributed around the world and add to our healthy cash flow with international library sales and music publishing. Plus, everyone around the world needs more content right now, and it's a great source of recurring revenue. Tax incentives. A wonderful part of being a Canadian domiciled company are the incredible tax incentives that have been around for well over 30 years. A new bill was introduced in November of 2020 by the Canadian government, which requires streamers to invest in and buy a certain percentage of Canadian content. Streamers will go with their trusted partners like Thunderbird, and as a result, this will just allow us to further turn on more of our own IP. Essentially, up to 50% of Canadian residents' salaries will be covered by the government. This allows us to put higher quality on the screen and present high-quality budgets to broadcasters that are almost impossible to say no to. Moving forward into our financial overview. Our condensed balance sheet, our cash position is strong, and we have 0 debt. Our condensed income statements, again, revenue was over $80 million compared to $57 million in fiscal year 20, and revenue, EBITDA, and free cash flow continue to increase for us. Our trading information and capital structure, again, with 0 corporate debt. We're nimble and able to be opportunistic, especially in these times. We have a large contingent of dedicated insider ownership who believe in and continue to champion our story. And we're really just getting going with our IR journey with Bristol and really thrilled to be getting our story out to the world. Going forward, our growth opportunities. This is my favorite slide. Where are we going? We're continuing to develop and acquire IP with over 50 projects coming up through our pipelines. There's some really good announcements coming. This IP can be leveraged into many forms of recurring revenue, like microtransactional games, mobile games, console games, toys, bed sheets, ice skating shows, you name it. Our presence in LA continues to expand due to unprecedented demand from the streamers. They have asked us to increase our footprint there to house more talent. Being in LA gives us access to top talent and the heart of the industry. Being able to execute in Canada at top level is an unbeatable proposition. We're expanding into animated feature films. There's a huge market now for in-home theater. Partnership with the writers team from The Simpsons, and I can't wait to announce exactly what we're doing. Reed Hastings, CEO of Netflix, credits increased fourth quarter earnings that beat analyst expectations on revenue and net subscriber additions on the power of the family movie. They are trying to give Disney a run for their money. We're opening up our own consumer products and distribution division in LA, which we've just done. This again allows us to further increase ownership and our ability to leverage and exploit top-tier IP. we'll really see the results of this division starting in 2023 and beyond. We're increasing presence in territories and around the world, like Southeast Asia or Europe, where Disney and Netflix have announced they are now focusing on new subscriptions. By having ownership in these areas, we will be able to recognize that content, help them sell it through to all the streamers, and run that owned content through our burgeoning consumer products and distribution division. In summary, we're a rapidly growing company, highly profitable, with greater than $15 million of adjusted EBITDA in fiscal year 20 and visibility of the same level of growth for the next several years. Increasing ownership in major global brands is incredibly lucrative. The reason that Hasbro bought E1 for $5 billion this year was because of Peppa the Pig and PJ Masks. The value of these global brands can be massive. Never has there been a better time to be in the content creation business, and I believe never has there been a better company than Thunderbird to capitalize on this amazing time. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll head over to the Q&A and address some of these great questions. Fiscal year 22, I see Atomic introducing a toy line and console mobile microtransactional games featuring its most popular characters. Has this started? If so, resulting in sales? Great question. It will start in June. You can check out like Nintendo's Twitter platform where they're heavily promoting it. We coordinated the launch of the interactive episodes with Netflix to support this gaming launch for Last Kids. And that's exciting. We also have many other properties coming up through the pipeline being set up in this manner now since we've added on our own consumer products and distribution division. Another question, how do you make profits? Is it from merchandise? I'm not sure I understand your business model. Okay, that is a good question. So we make profits. We make profits just making the shows. And when we deliver a show, each show is almost like its own business unit, and we make money just doing the production. A great form of recurring revenue is when you take that owned IP and translate it into anything you can think of, Cirque du Soleil show, a video game. Then you get these nice forms of recurring revenue based on leveraging that IP that you own. So just doing the shows is a very healthy business. Bolting on any cross-media exploitation and distribution is what can also take you over the top. A third question, will Mud Mountain be back for season 2? And how much do the guys, truckers, and LeBeaus get paid to do the show? I can't exactly disclose what the people get paid. They really are real people, Craig and Brent LeBeau. We are heavily negotiating into season 2, and I expect some good success. The ratings have done very well for Mud Mountain. It's a hit. I'm just going to refresh the page. I don't see any other questions coming in at this time. I hope I have one-on-ones with many of you listening in. Thank you so much for spending time today to hear our story. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. This does conclude today's webcast. Thank you for your participation and have a wonderful day.